Guys, it's playoff time, and I'm excited. Today we're chatting with the captain of the Morrisville Raptors. It's Dane Piedt. This is At The Crease, the show which takes you behind the scenes of the Toyota Minor League Cricket Championship presented by Sunoco. Thanks a lot for joining me, Dane. It's been a while since I've seen you. How was everything?
Yeah, good. The last time I think you saw us, my wife could have been pregnant. We were in North Carolina, so we've moved here. My wife's given birth. Kid just 7 months yesterday. So life has changed. I'm gonna get my first experience of playoff cricket in the minor league. So yeah, things have been really good. Life's good. Yeah, just enjoying every aspect of it at the moment, from the family life to the cricket life. It's been a good change for me moving to North Carolina, and I've enjoyed every little bit of it so far.
No, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, it's just been a little while, probably about 7 months in
Yeah.
a little more than that. But you mentioned tasting playoff experience. You switched teams this
Yes.
year. You're the captain of the Raptors. First of all, what does it feel like knowing that you guys are going to have a shot at winning it all?
No, it's amazing. I keep telling the guys it was a 3-year plan for me to come here, as well as Urbis, Lahiru. We're all MLC contracted players, so the expectation of us was to put in performances. But I did tell the guys there's no real, expectation on winning, or it's just about growth, and giving the guys some exposure. But we've exceeded our expectations, and we've played some good cricket, some nail biting matches, and that just shows the heart of the guys and what we're willing to play for. So it's really exciting. It's a team that I know that a lot wasn't expected of, to be honest. But we've proved people wrong, and we're just really happy to be where we are in right now, and we're just looking to take the next couple of steps with the fixture we have this weekend. And like I always tell the team, no matter who we play against, let's just play our best game of cricket, and the rest will take care of itself.
You guys have certainly exceeded expectations. Your form this season has been phenomenal as a team, but you also mentioned those close finishes. You guys have had quite a few of them. You began the tournament with a close finish, and then you happened to feature at the end of that one, and then one against Atlanta Lightning as well. What has been the highlight probably of the season for you?
For me personally, I'm never really a stats guy, or I've never really been a stats guy and things like that. I'm just really, I look at the position of games and how guys really, take on a certain aspect of the game. The standouts for me has definitely been Lahiru Melanta, our wicketkeeper batsman. He's been unbelievable at the top of the order. He showed why he's an international cricketer, and just the way he's gone about his business. He's played really aggressively, and it's allowed the rest of the team just to fill in and play as well as they have, as well as Oba Spinner breaking a record for the minor league 100 against Fort Lauderdale Lions, and the form of Vinod Kandaswamy at the top of the order as well. But for me, it's the youth that's the most important part of our team. We've got about 4 or 5 under 21 players in our team. Yes, some of them, by their own admission, have not done as they would have liked. But the innings of Abhiram Bolasetti against the Philadelphians to get us into that super over, he really changed the momentum of the game. And his innings against Manhattan Yorkers, he's really showed what he can do with a bat. I know last year he didn't get the opportunity, but that's what the Toyota Minor League is all about. Trying to get this exposure of young kids, trying to get them over the line. And yeah, just obviously my form has been pretty good at times. It's what's expected of me, so I don't really speak of it. It's what I'm here to do. So I've always tried to play my career that way.
Before we talk about that form, I couldn't help but notice that you have a bit of strapping there going on. I think that's your right hand there. Yeah,
Yes.
what's on there, Dane?
Yeah, so against the Philadelphia side, Abdullah actually smashed the ball back at me at mid-off. And he hit my index finger. I could show you. He hit my index finger, and it's a mallet deformity, it's called. It's As you can see, it's slightly bent at the top over here. So I did hurt it in the playoffs. So I just keep this on to try and get it as straight as possible. And when I'm not playing, but it doesn't stop me from playing. Thankfully, I'll always push through. The South Africans are hard guys, we like to say. But I've pushed through. I've played. It's been okay. But yeah, that's just part of the game, I guess.
I just want to make sure that you're all set to go.
Yeah, no, all set, all good. I've been playing with this for the last couple of weeks, to be honest. It's been around for a while.
Oh, perfect. Alrighty. So now let's talk about those performances. One that I definitely want to get into is that 48 not out to end off things against Atlanta. Like, you came to the crease at a position, I think it was about 89 for 5. You guys, you were not out of it, but things weren't looking, too good for you. What was your mindset when you walked to the crease that day?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were surprised with what I did. And for me, it's what I'm capable of doing, I've gone in at certain situations where I've had to, try and work my way through the innings or play a different way, but I can't do what I did. But my mentality has always been that you're never out of the game, especially batting second, because you know what you need to get. So when I came into the thing, I just wanted to get off strike, give Shiva Kumar the strike because he was in the ball nicely. And that allowed me to settle in and understand the conditions. And at the Atlanta cricket fields, the outfield's pretty quick and it's quite small. And if you hit certain pockets, you get value for your runs. And that's all I try to do. Try to hit into the different pockets in the field, especially where there's no fielders, and just try to keep up the momentum. And from there, it was easy because we needed from about 7 overs out, we needed 10 runs and over. So it was easy. We just tried to get a boundary early on in the innings, in the over. But I have to pay credit to the guys that came in, that Matthew Fords, Aditya Padala, Kartikeya Jagadish, they came in and they sort of, got on with it too. And I kept sending a message back to the dugout saying, we're never out of this game. We just got to keep composed. Just got to keep staying in the game. They're going to give us something. And we knew there was a couple of bowlers that we needed to target in order to get over the line. And which we did that. But I was just happy to put in a performance of the bat to show the people out there what I'm capable of doing. And sometimes experience does help. I'm a big believer in youth because when we started playing cricket, we were all young and we wanted the opportunity. But sometimes, you just have to rely on the experienced guys to get you over the line. And you just take that sort of responsibility of carrying the guys over the line. And fortunately enough, we won. We went 2-0 that weekend, which put us in a position where, everything was in our hands.
You talked a lot about the experience and the youth factor. And I kind of want to take it back for you now, because you are certainly experienced when it comes to cricket. And it did not begin for you in the States. So let's take you back now to South Africa, where it all began for you. I happened to venture onto your Instagram and I was looking at a couple of your captions, and one of them talked about telling your 10-year-old self about believing in the dreams that you have for yourself and what's not. When you first started cricket, what were some of the dreams that you had for yourself?
Yeah, I mean, it's as common as it gets, or as cliche as it gets, as for a South African kid to play for South Africa. You grow up, obviously, after the admission into, I was born into a better South Africa. Let's be honest. I was born into a South Africa where everyone gets an opportunity. Yes, it's not plain sailing. Unfortunately, people of color still get labeled as quota players, regardless of how good you are. But I've always wanted to, as a young kid, I always wanted to tell myself, listen, regardless of the situation or what you find yourself, it's always going to be easier to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to, unfortunately. Your parents have to, because they're your parents. Your mother gave birth to you. So unfortunately, they're going to have to believe in you. But if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to believe in you. So what I meant by that was, like, when you're 10 years old, you think, you just see a certain group always make the teams, and you think to yourself, am I ever going to get my opportunity? But, self-belief and, the commitment to the sport that I do love so dearly got me into a position. And if I told myself, 22 years ago, listen, believe in yourself. This game of cricket can take you anywhere in the world. I mean, I'm sitting in North Carolina, in America, playing the game of cricket. So that for me was always something that I wanted to be. Someone that represented South Africa. Funny enough, I never wanted to be a professional cricket player. I wanted to be a professional soccer player. I showed a lot more ability on the soccer field, but here we are, yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and it's long. May it continue for me personally. I've had a lot of hiccups. I've had a lot of things. I've got a lot of stories to tell of how people underestimated my ability, injuries that were career threatening. But yeah, we're still here. We're still trying to make a change to the game we love.
And it's been some time then since you obviously started with that dream. You've played a lot of cricket. Your test debut, you were player of the match. What are some of the lessons that you have learned coming through cricket?
For me, besides any other sport, I think cricket's the best life lesson. Sometimes you are on top of the world. That's a rarity. That's probably 2 days out of 10 days you're on top of the world. The other 8 days you're in dark space, contemplating whether you're good enough to play, and thinking that, what should I do to get out of this hole, and just forgetting why you still play this game. For the last 3-4 years, I've reminded myself I play this game because we love it. It's just become a job because you showed some sort of ability where other people believed in. They were actually willing to pay you to play this game. But I've eliminated that fact, and it's taken a lot of pressure off my performances. All I tell myself is that I play this game because we love it, and to see other people succeed for me I get the greatest pleasure out of that. Like I said before, it's expected of me to do my job. So when I do my job, it's yes, that's what I'm here to do. But when I see other people do well and just see how happy, how excited they are to do well, that for me is really a feather in my cap. Because I'm a big believer in making the environment as comfortable as possible. Because for 3 hours out of the day, it's really intense. In a T20 game, you're fighting out there, you're trying to compete against each other. You're trying your utmost to get the team over the line. But then for the rest, the 21 hours after that, you're sitting with each other, you're communicating, you're trying to find out about each other's lives, what their parents do, any girlfriends, wives, what they kind of do. So that for me is the most important. It's a brotherhood, another cliche, but it is a brotherhood because we travel a lot together. And that for me is things that I've in my career, to respect not only the game but people around you, because that's mother cricket. I'm a big believer in mother cricket. She watches all the time, so what you give to the game, she will make sure that you get out. And yes, sometimes those 8 dark days feel like an eternity, but it's definitely worth it at the end of the day when we win a cricket match and you see your friend get a 5 or score record-breaking 100. It's just so exciting.
No, we definitely did see that excitement when you crossed the line. You screamed out, I guess, like when maybe Matthew Ford came back for that second round. We really saw a lot about what you talked about in that brotherhood. What has the journey then as a captain of the Morrisville Raptors been like for you over the last 2 months?
It's been amazing, to be honest. Guys have really opened their minds to believing in what I'm trying to instill into the team. Yes, I always tell these guys, we had 17 guys in the roster. We had 1 free agent. So only six of them are going to miss out. But there's never been an issue of why am I not playing? I'm good enough to play. I should be getting an opportunity, because it's about making sure that I definitely make sure that everyone believes in one another. So whoever's the 11 that gets selected, we don't care who wins the game. As long as the Morrisville Raptors get over the line, that's obviously the most important thing. So if the Raptors are getting over the line with the 11 that's selected to play, nothing else really matters. And the journey's been good because I'm working with young players who just want to learn. Rowan Fatke, Aryan Shah, Albiram Bolaseti, Mohammed Abdullah Shah. There's just a list of guys, young players that want to learn about this game. Yes, they just started at UNC this week, but the biggest thing on their mind is cricket. They still want to win this game this weekend, So we've instilled a brotherhood of playing for each other, believing in each other. And no matter who gets the man of the match, let's be happy for that person. Let's celebrate the success. Because at the end of the day, if we don't do that, then we're just going to be selfish and, just worry about our performances. Those close games that we've played, I think it's 4, we're not going to get over the line, unfortunately. And that for me that shows the importance of an environment that's, comfortable and you're allowed to be yourself. I've always said, if you listen to the rap music and you want to play the rap music through the speaker, play the rap music, be yourself, because that's going to make you comfortable. So when push comes to shove and the team needs you, you're comfortable because the 10 guys watching you or the 9 guys watching you in the dressing room is cheering for you to do the best.
No, I like that you talked about that music because it gives me an interesting question to ask you. You're walking onto the field to play in this conference semifinals.
Yeah.
What's one song you want playing in the background for you, Dane?
It's got to be the greatest of all time, probably in my opinion, Lil Wayne. Something from Lil Wayne. I've got a great song that I've always played. The lyrics are not child friendly at all. But it's a Lil Wayne classic from the Part of 4. She Will. I love that song.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it features a guy that I'm not really a fan of, to be honest, Drake, but it features Drake in the song, and I've always been a big fan of Lil Wayne. I'm trying to school the guys. It's between Lil Wayne or West Side Story from the Game, the documentary album. I'm a big rap fan. The documentary album was probably one of the better albums around too. So between the Lil Wayne or Game, that's probably pumping in my head at the time.
No problem. Well, Dane, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. One question before we go. One question that we've been asking every person has come to At The Crease this season. Now, one thing we know about cricketers is that they have maybe 1 or 2 hidden talents.
Yes.
If you had to talk about a hidden talent, Dane, what would be your hidden talent?
A hidden talent? It's a difficult one. I'm quite a confident guy. I'm a good soccer player. That people were always surprised with my ability on the soccer ball, as we call it in South Africa, football. But you can't say football in America, right? No, but I am in the kitchen. I'm really good in the kitchen. My wife knows I love cooking, so she can sit back and enjoy what I like to do when I am home. I try to cook a lot of our traditional food back home. From the Caribbean, stew is a big part of how we cook back in South Africa. I know the Caribbean guys, everyone I've dealt with, are like, oh, this sounds like home. So I'm like, yeah, no, we're all African at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And we cook the same way. So I enjoy cooking. That's probably one of my hidden talents.
Alrighty, well, next time I'm over, we gotta sample some of these treats.
Yeah, for sure, man. No worries.
Dane, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
You guys have a task on your hands.
Yes, we do.
You know what? All the best for it, and
thank you.
Until next time.
Thank you. It's going to be fun. The Stallions are a very good cricket team. Also similar to us. People don't expect a lot from them, but I mean they play like a team, and I always appreciate that. They've got a good bunch of guys there. So it's going to be a fun game. Hopefully 3 games. We take it all the way.
I'm sure your guys might want to.
Yeah. Thanks, Joel. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Dane.
Thank you.